Hey, what's going on, guys? Bob Mentality here. Today I want to go over how I've made a little over $1,300 in 2 days, and I will show you how I could have done a lot better on those trades, and I could have made 6 times that amount. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. I want to show you the good and the bad of what I've done this week. So let's go and jump into it. Let's see. The very first thing I want you to look at is ROKU. This has been a huge trader for me. I talked about it last week. I'm definitely talking about it this week because every single one of these days I've traded and I've made money. And today was the huge day we've been waiting for a long time that I've been talking about, that 105 break. So to go over yesterday's trade, this starts yesterday. So yesterday, essentially what we saw was this, okay? We saw multiple downside wicks. We're seeing support around that 102 level, and then we're also seeing resistance around the 105. So I'm gonna go ahead and do for you right now is go ahead and draw out the 2 lines I was focused on. The 105, they don't have to be exact, but you just got to know the 102, okay? This is the channel I was focusing on. So on this day, and I was talking with my room about this, essentially what I said was, if we can get up here and reclaim the 104, then we got a chance on that breakout. However, if we just see a pop out of the gate and flush red to green, which was most likely after seeing this heavy price action here the day before, here on the 15th, if we were to flush red, I was looking to get those puts. The reason being is because, look, every single day here, we flushed red, we died. Here, we went from green to red, we flushed red, and the thing just died. Even here, after we flushed red, we had some room, and especially here. So what I was looking for on this day was if we were to go from green to red on the day, I was looking to get puts. And the reason for that is because this 102 level, that was where we were seeing accumulation. We were seeing demand at that area. So if we flush that, I was looking for us to have room to 100. So sure enough, we got this push here out of the gate, and I'll zoom in on that specific day there for you. It was on the 15th right here. So sure enough, out of the gate, we got this push up. We failed to hold the red, and at this point, it's on my, we failed to hold green on the day. This point's on my wash. We pulled back below 102. We cracked 102. That was the sign for me to get in. So on this candle right here on 934, I went ahead and hopped into the 10 of the 100 puts at $1.51. It's Monday. I don't really tend to do too great on Monday, so I wanted to be a little bit careful, just use smaller size, and I want to do $1.51. So that was my entry there on the 100 strike puts, because remember, the target was 100. For this one, I got in on that candle. We saw a push up here. I thought about adding on the red to green, but I was like, nah, I ain't going to do it. I'm just going to sit and wait. And then we flushed. And from there, at this point, I'm in profit. We came all the way down, kept coming down here. Now on this yank right here, I ended up getting out. So I got out there at $11.80. Or excuse me, $100.80. This is where I got out. I made about 30 cents on those options contracts. Wrong one there. I made about 30 cents on those options contracts. So it was like a 7-minute trade. Made $300. I was out on the 181, had 10 contracts from the 151. So that was great. $300 right there. Just about 7 minutes, right? So I was all done. And it was a red to green short. I saw that flush under 1 to 2. We got the bounce. I got in here expecting red to green to ask as resistance, and we got the flush. So that was my first trade there. The next trade I took was on VWAP. So I got the 130. I got the same strike puts, same day, for the 137. This was a VWAP short. By the way, all these positions were for Friday's expiration, which is July 19th. Just keep that in mind. So I waited for VWAP, and I got the 100 strike puts at $1.37. So we saw this rebound here. On looking back, every time ROKU sees a terrible pullback towards this area or a strong pullback, it is bought up every single time. This would have been a great idea to flip to the long side, and I could have capitalized back up, but I didn't do that. So we saw the push all the way back up here, all the way back to, it wasn't VWAP, it was actually red to green. This red to green line right here. So what I ended up doing was getting the puts here on the red to green right when it touched that 102.50. So we're at that whole $1.50 level. I got into the 100 strike puts. This was actually a red to green short. My bad, guys. There we go. So I got the 137s here, and I just set a limit sell for $130. So 13 cents out at the 150s. So we got up here. We saw that reject out the red to green, pulled back here, and once we got that flush of 102, it went ahead and stopped me out. So in about 4 minutes, I made an extra $130 there. That takes me up to $430 on the day. That was all I did yesterday. I was just 2 ROKU trades, $430. I was really happy about it, and that's it. And the reason, I could have held longer. I could have held this longer. I was just looking for a red to green line reject on that. So we got that, and I'm up $430 on the day. Now that brings us into today. What did I do today? So I told my room from this morning, I was like, guys, I'm interested in Roku. I'm interested in this. If it rips over the 105, this thing can go to all-time highs. And that's what I've been telling my group for the past couple of days, and I'm watching it. And probably about 30 minutes before the open, I sent that message in there that says, guys, I'm still long biased on this. Be careful. If we see a pullback to 103.50s, go ahead and get that. Or pre-market lows. And so what we ended up getting this morning, I'll zoom in on just this price action, was we saw this indecision candle right here. And then we pushed up a little bit, and then we started ripping, broke the 105, and then we kept going, and we just never looked back. Now, I could have traded this a lot better. What I ended up doing was I got this is today, I got 10 of the 106 calls at $1.35. So when we saw the open and we got this wick down here towards pre-market lows, I went ahead and got in those 106s, right? I should have did 20 contracts looking back. There's so many shoulda, coulda, wouldas, guys, but I wanted to go in a little bit smaller only because if you look at the SPY was really freaking me out. So this morning, look at this. We saw, the banks report, and we just saw lower highs all the way down to the open. And then once SPY opened up, we were just dumping the first 3 minutes down here. That really freaked me out. It was the exact same thing on QQQ. So when I saw that on Roku, I was like, I don't know, guys. Here's QQQ this morning. You see what I'm talking about? This one was pulling back into the open. So when I looked at Roku and I saw it bullishly diverging, I wasn't really thinking bullish divergence. I was thinking Roku could stuff really hard right here because I don't like SPY dropping when I'm trying to get long some size on Roku. So my mistake, I only took 10 contracts here on the bottom. So I got in around 103.90 or 103.80 here on this wick. That was my price in the stock. And then we saw the move up here. We broke the 105. And on this candle, I went ahead and took 5 off. I took 5 of them off at 175. So I got in these at 135 average for 10. I got 5 out at 175. That's a 29% profit on those 5 contracts. And then we kept going. And then once we hit 106 here, me being a complete dummy, I went ahead and took the other 5 off at 215 at a little about 60% profit on those for a total profit on the day of $600. The reason I screwed this up was because I was even the one who said for the past like 3 days, if we break 105 again, we don't stuff, we're going to all-time highs. I said that. You can ask the chat. I've said it multiple times, and I knew that, but I didn't hold these 5 shares. Once we hit 106, I saw that 600 on the day. I was like, I'm good with that. $600 in a couple minutes out of the open. I'll take it. So I'm stupid because, as you can see, I'll go ahead and draw a line. I'll go ahead and draw a line at my average where I got out on the 106, just to put this into perspective how much money I could have made. And I'll make it pink so it stands out. That was where I got out, guys. That pink line is where I got out of those calls. Absolutely terrible trade management, I swear. I had the opportunity to get back in here on this dip, but I didn't even take it. I was really happy with my profits. And yeah, it just kept ripping without me, guys. So I'm happy that I was right on the call and that I actually did make decent money today. However, if my contracts that I got for 135 here, if I would have held them till now, they're over $7. So I would have made over $6,500 on this trade. So I would have made 10 times my profit. So there's my Roku lesson, guys. Roku's not over. We're still up high. There's going to be more trades on in the future. I am super excited to trade it. And guys, if you are interested in learning how I and how we trade in the chat room, there's information for that on my Patreon. Definitely go check it out. We're just a group focused on positivity and profitability at the same time, guys, just helping each other make money in the market. So if you're interested in that, there is information about how to join my private Discord on my Patreon. So we'll get into the last trade here, guys. Was 10 BYND. I got the 172.50 puts. You guys know I love BYND. If you've seen anything on my channel, I love BYND. I've been shredding this thing since IPO. So I got the 172.50s on the 173 parabolic, and I got them for 620. So let's jump over to BYND. I didn't trade Roku again after I took my measly 5 contracts off there. So we'll look at BYND. So for this one was a shredder too today, guys. What I ended up doing was we got this move up to the 173 right here. And I'll go ahead and put a line there so you can know exactly where I entered my puts. For me, guys, I'm definitely very visual. So I like to look at it like this. So I always draw everything out on my charts. So that was exactly where, this was exactly where I got my entry on my puts. So the reason why I got the entry, let's go to the 5 minute. You can see what I saw. look at this. Over the 5 minutes, we had lows down here at 167, and within 2 hours of the open, we went from 167 straight up pretty much all the way to 173. What was the resistance I was referencing? We don't really have much around here, guys, but if you look all the way back here, we saw a bounce on pre-market here on the 12th, a bounce, and then we saw a double top right there and an open right here at 172.35. So I was looking at that area to act as resistance around 173. I was looking, which is around where we opened here. Also, I noticed when BYND moves about $5, especially out of the gate, it tends to see a pullback after around a $4 or $5 move. And that's exactly what we got from 167 all the way up here to 173, or 168 all the way up to 173, however you want to look at that. So I was looking at getting in the puts. I got in those 172.50s right here. So we saw a brief poke above, and then we dumped, and I ended up getting out on this pullback. Just a quick scalp here later on today. I got in at $6.20. I got out all 10 at $6.50. It was like 3 minutes later. Yeah, it was a really quick trade for plus 300. So up today, that puts me up $900 on the day. I tried to scalp it here on this move up to the 174, but I missed my fill by like 10, 15 cents. I was raging in chat about missing that fill because this would have been a free like $300-400 on this pullback, and that would have put me 4 figures on the day, but I did not catch that. So all in all, this week, well, I should say in 2 days, in just 2 days, I am up $1,330. Thank you very much. Hashtag I love Roku. That's been trending on my Snapchat lately. And thank you very much, BYND. Both of you, please come again, guys. So I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, reach out via email. You can hit me up on Discord. You can hit me up in the comment section below. You can hit me up on Instagram, guys. If you have any questions, I'll get back with you same day. And as always, guys, continue to stay focused to develop that bot mentality, which is the trading mentality where you learn to eliminate your emotions so you can trade like a machine, guys. I'm out of here. Deuces.